de los Monstruos, horror comedy from the 50s. Burbujas de Amor. It's based on a bachata song. It's like the most epic movie ever for me. It's like the best drug trafficker movie ever. Funny con el Bosque. It's not as good as the cover, but it's still a fun movie. Another epic fucking narco movie right here from the 80s. I love this movie. It's a 60s movie. It's like a drama and a thriller. It's about like a little girl. She gets bitten by a dog. And then other people start getting rabies from the same dog, I guess. There's a little kid doing heroin. This weird freaking movie. It's a sex comedy. But there's like a softcore corner. These are all the theaters in California, in Southern California. You got $1 Million, you got Palace, El Monte, Fox Riverside, Fox Pomona, which is down the street, Westlake, West Coast of Santa Ana. But these are all the main hubs for, screening those movies. Everything here, it's just all bought with a lot of love, a lot of respect for the filmmakers, actors. And that's what I want. I want people to respect them. So Trash-Mex pretty much began as a blog, just me writing about movies I was watching. This is like basically before Letterboxd was a real thing for me. So I was just writing about whatever I was watching, and then little by little I started pretty much just watching Mexican movies and writing about them. And at the time I didn't really think, people weren't writing about them, I just thought, maybe there's others out there too. But it turned out it was just me doing it mostly, and then people were starting to notice, and then were like messaging me, and they're like, oh, I remember that movie, do you have this movie, or oh, do you have a copy of that movie, do you think I can have like a copy of it? After that I was just like, oh sure, this is getting a lot of attention, maybe I should start writing more about these movies. And yeah, it just grew from there, When I couldn't find like copies of the movies, I would actually run into like lobby cards of the movies or a poster, and it's like, okay, I'll buy that anyways. And then if I did find a copy of the movie, I would also come across the poster or something like that, or a lobby card, and it's like, okay, I'll get that too, And then they're not even expensive sometimes. They'd be like $10, $20. Some are a little expensive, but no, most of the time not really. I literally don't even waste that much money on them, so I was able to accumulate a lot like that. I just get on my phone and I go to the notepad, I just start writing up everything. The cast, the crew, what the movie was about, what I felt. And then after that I just start making it into, paragraphs and so forth. So it goes from there, and it'll take me like a day at least at the most, maybe 2. It just depends with how good the movie was or how bad it was. I remember that whole so bad it's good thing. I was like, I don't understand it. It's like, if it's bad, then why would it be good, So there's no such thing as a bad movie really, unless you just can't watch it at all. But if it's something you can watch, then it's obviously good, And that's the thing, and a lot of these guys that they made the movies, even if they're low budgets and maybe the actors or actresses weren't that great, but still they managed to still make a good movie, a movie that was entertaining, Maybe it was a little weird, but it was cool, Maybe it was fun, Sometimes they're even more funner than like movies with bigger budgets, So no, they're not bad. Not all of them. They're just, they're just not made all that great, That's the only thing. They're just flawed, Very flawed, but very good too, They still managed to do what they wanted to do, was to tell a story. And not everybody can tell a story, that good. Well, the first time I did it, I wanted it to be something really like interesting and unique, and something also kind of like weird and creepy. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Dead or Los Barrios and Waco, Texas Apocalypse. I don't think anybody's ever seen those either, so that was another thing. I wanted people to watch those, it's like, okay, I've never seen this before. Because, you go to screen and it's like, okay, I've already seen that movie, do I really want to go see it again? I want people to see something they've never seen before, so that's how it went. And yeah, it's just, I want people to see something they've never seen before, and something that'll really make them think about, it's like, okay, this was really weird, or oh, this was actually really cool, or oh, this was kind of bad, but something different. So that's really what it is. I want something people to see that's different. And then Whammy, they messaged me, they were like, oh, would you want to screen something? I was like, yeah, for sure. And then I thought, well, what would I want to screen at Whammy, since Whammy's VHS, And I thought, well, how about a shot on video movie? So that's how I picked Asesino de Medianoche. Since that's shot on video and then shot in LA, so it was perfect, you know. VHS LA, so it only made sense.
Y acuérdense que tienen que tener mucho cuidado.
Era casi una niña. Maldito asesino, no tiene compasión. Debemos de acabar con él.
Sí, tienes razón.
I feel like you always come out a stronger person after watching something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I learned a lot too. It was like, wow, what you can really accomplish in like, you know, some low budget ways.
I don't even speak Spanish, so it was cool to fun to like come and listen and just watch the film like really closely, because I had just to make up for that.
And I feel like everybody liked what they saw, you know. Whatever, you know, despite their opinion was, you know, whether they thought it was bad or good. But, you know, overall, you know, they all liked it, you know. They all had fun. And that was good. That was a good feeling. If there's anything I learned from all these years is, you know, just how the culture was back then, you know, the Mexican culture. Because, you know, I was born here, but I never really knew about Mexico, you know, other than what my parents told me. My dad especially, since he's from Mexico. And, you know, when I watch it, it's like, okay, you know, this is like watching like family or friends, you know. So I learned a lot about culture, of how it was back then. A lot of reflection to how it is now, too. Like, even though a lot of horror stuff, you know, but still, you know, you look at the hairstyles, you look at the cars they were driving, or like the places they were at. It's cool, you know. It's like going through a photo album, you know. You look at a photo album, you see your family from back in the day. So this is how it feels, you know. It feels like I'm watching my culture, you know, my heritage, you know. Even if it's crazy stuff, you know, it's still cool to see people doing that, you know. Because I'm so used to seeing, you know, American stuff, you know, but I never seen, you know, where my roots are from. They also make movies too, and some of the craziest movies ever, but also some of the really good movies too. And then I just hope, you know, people really start watching them more, like I do. And that's really my point when collecting and showing them and screening them. You know, I want people to learn about their heritage or the heritage of over there. That's what I want.